Check, mic check. It's your host F. Merritt. Listen, hit the like button, comment below right now. Tap the like button, smash the like button, hit the like button. Do what you need to do to make sure you hit that thumbs up button, that thumbs up icon at the bottom of the screen. While you're at it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for All Things Sports Entertainment. I greatly appreciate y'all. I appreciate all the subscribers, man. Every last one of you. We're gonna get right to it. It's your host F. Merritt. Listen, this is about Canelo Alvarez. Who can beat Canelo Alvarez? Canelo is just beating the dog shit out of people. He's literally walking you down. It's like you know what he's going to do, but he does so many other little things that makes it very complicated, right? He's always in your face, always putting pressure on you, always hitting you with a counter uppercut, counter overhand right, counter left hook, just going to the body real nasty, putting you on the ropes, making you panic. You know what I'm saying? Like we literally just watched him break Billy Joe Saunders' face. Billy Joe Saunders he's in the hospital right now, right? They're talking about trying to make Undisputed with Caleb Plant. Listen, I put money on Canelo Alvarez stopping Billy Joe Saunders in the second half of the fight. Guess what? I got paid, ladies and gentlemen. Number one. Number two, if you know Caleb Plant needs to keep that belt over on PBC because if he comes over and fights Canelo, and I'm going on record saying this, Caleb Plant, as good as a fighter as he is, goes to sleep in 4 rounds against Canelo Alvarez. I shall say it again, he goes to sleep in 4 rounds. He doesn't have that type of power to keep Canelo off of him. Look at his last couple fights. Look at his last fight. He was getting caught with overhand right. Easy. Second half of the fight, he was kind of running out of gas a little bit. So imagine Canelo hitting you with body shots early like he usually does. Now, is Caleb Plant slick? Yes. Does he have skills? Yes. Billy Joe Saunders, I think they're both slick fighters. I'm comparing Billy Joe Saunders and Caleb Plant. They're both slick fighters. For whatever reason, Billy Joe Saunders, he started off fighting a little different, staying in front of Canelo, showing him different looks, being tricky, tying him up. And it was pretty good. And as the rounds went on, he started warming up and getting better. But he was getting caught. Now, I don't know if that's an accumulation of Canelo Alvarez loading up on a lot of his shots. So I'm going to take a round off here. I'm going to take 30 seconds off here and there. Or was it Billy Joe Saunders just showing him different looks and Canelo couldn't really time him? He was trying to figure him out and it took him a while. But all I know is when Canelo was literally showboating for the crowd, making the crowd, get louder and stuff, controlling the crowd while putting pressure on Billy Joe Saunders. He stopped him in, I believe, 8 rounds, 7 or 8 rounds, because Billy Joe Saunders he didn't come out the corner. The man got his face broke. Who has Caleb Plant fought with that kind of power? Who has Caleb Plant? I don't think Caleb Plant has enough experience like that. Billy Joe Saunders is a good fighter, but I'm always going to stay consistent with what I said. I said Billy Joe Saunders hasn't looked like the Billy Joe Saunders we saw against David Lemieux since then. Since he came to 68, he's been looking like trash. He's been looking like trash. I knew this was going to happen. Canelo he's on a different level from these guys. That's why he's going around just collecting belts. Now, the bigger question and the whole point of this video is who can beat Canelo Alvarez? Billy Joe Saunders tried, lost. Danny Jacobs tried, lost. Kovalev tried, lost. Who else was a big threat to him? Triple G fought 2 times. In my mind, Triple G beat him the first fight, but Canelo got the second fight. And also, Canelo was asked after the fight with Billy Joe Saunders if he would want to fight Triple G, for the third fight. He said I would entertain it, and I do believe him when he says that. If the Caleb Plant fight for Undisputed doesn't happen, I do believe that's probably the second biggest thing you can do to do another 60, 70,000 people in the stands type of fight. Triple G can come in there. He's on a winning streak, even though he ain't fought nobody. He's out here fighting the crew from freaking Pizza Hut and, the work crew from McDonald's. No disrespect to his opponents, but he's not on that level. He's literally fighting guys we've never heard of. Seriously, I'm talking realistically and seriously, never heard of. Triple G is like 85,000 years old right now. He hasn't been looking good. new trainer, been working on new stuff, but it doesn't matter. Meanwhile, Canelo's getting better and better and better. But, some guys get up for some guys. And I know Triple G wants to get that only loss in his career back. But I think it all depends on Caleb Plant. And if I'm Caleb Plant, if I'm PBC, if I'm everybody on PBC, I don't really have that much faith in Caleb Plant. I think Caleb Plant is a good fighter. I think he needs to fight Benavidez. He needs to fight Charlo. Charlo needs to move up to 68. And that would make it better. I think you keep that belt away from Canelo. Or, matter of fact, you use that as leverage in negotiations. Billy Joe Saunders reportedly got $3 million against Canelo. Yeah, you go ahead and I need more than Billy Joe Saunders. I'm the last piece to the puzzle. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to do this. I can go get this type of money, the same type of money, and keep it on my side of the street and stop you from being undisputed. So with that being said, that's your leverage. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying you be the A side, but I'm saying, like, if they offer you 3, ask for 5. You feel what I'm saying? They trying to give you, like, 70-30 split. Ask for 35. Ask for 40 split from the pay-per-view revenue. You know what I'm saying? Something like that. Ask for a little bit more. You're going to get it because you're the last piece to the puzzle. And when you know that they need you, that's when you become more valuable. Know your worth, people. But with that being said, Charlo, I honestly think Charlo, hell, you could put Jamal and Jermell. You know what I'm saying? You put, I don't know, like, I think those Charlos are like the last pieces of the puzzle to the I'm not even gonna talk about Jermell because he's still at 54. He's trying to go for his undisputed, and he's probably gonna move up to 60. But Jamal, man, you need to move up to 68. I think it's time for you to move up to 68, get you a tune-up. The guy, in my mind, the guy you could have fought, the guy that you're fighting, I believe in June, you could try to make that 68. You know what I'm saying? Let that be your 68 debut. Like, come on, bro. You sitting there letting Canelo go around, collect all the belts. You have a belt on your side. Get a tune-up. Have Caleb Plant fight a tune-up or something, and then you could move up and fight for that belt. Then after that, you can fight Benavidez. Or go after Canelo for undisputed. Just do what you need to do to go up to 68. It's time for you to move up to 68. You fought okay guys at 60, but it's time to fight. It's time to get Canelo. I know you've been trying to chase him at 54, and Canelo's been running from you. But hey, man, if you get that last belt, he has no choice but to come and see you. He can't run no more. Okay, the man literally walked out with a banner that said "Road to Undisputed." You get that IBF belt from Caleb Plant, there's no other roads for him to take. Like, that's it. And if he decides to go somewhere else, everybody's gonna be questioning him. Like, how come you won't fight Charlo? How come you ducked him at 54? How come you're running from him at 60? He's got the last belt. I thought you were undisputed. That's gonna take a toll on a fighter. Real talk. That is gonna take a toll. And guess what? Honestly, I don't see anybody beating him. I don't see anybody beating Canelo. Benavidez, I think Benavidez has a chance, but Benavidez is still young. He's like, 22, 23? I think two things with Benavidez. The more fights he gets in, the better he will get. But also, I think the more difficult it's going to be for him to make 68. He's barely making 68 now. He wants a Charlo fight. He wants a Caleb Plant fight. He wants a Canelo fight, but he can't get it. And he lost his belt on the scales because he had a weight issue. He lost his belt before that because he had another issue. I'm not getting into that. But bottom line is, who can beat Canelo Alvarez? Caleb Plant goes to sleep at 4 rounds, like I said. Canelo just beat the dog shit out of Billy Joe Saunders. Okay? Who can beat him? You don't have that many left, bro. I didn't see any issues with Canelo's knee tonight. Usually, I think he has left or right knee, whichever knee he's been having issues with. He's been putting off having surgery on it. He has been fighting. This man has been fighting. What did he fought like 2 months ago? Came back fighting now. He's going to fight in September. Probably going to fight in December again. This man is active. He's beating everybody. He looks phenomenal, walking them down, mixing it up. He's got such an arsenal. Listen, that's why I've always said I think Canelo is a great fighter. I've always said I think Canelo is a great fighter. I didn't like the extra shit. I didn't like the catch weights, the rehydration clauses, not having Ann Wolf and James Kirkland's corner as a trainer. The Kovalev, the quick turnaround for him after almost getting stopped by Anthony Yard, beating up Amir Khan, who's a welterweight, moving up to 160, knocking him out. Like I didn't respect a lot of that shit. Beating the old Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, you know what I'm saying? He was kind of on his way out, but he won. Lara, to me, I think either Lara won or it was a draw. You know what I'm saying? Controversy. There's always some controversy, but listen, this new Canelo, there's no denying his skill set. His skill set is one of the best. He truly is a pound for pound great. I just didn't like all the rest of the stuff. I know in the record books it's gonna look like he's just, win. Stop. Decision. Like that's it. They're not gonna know everything behind the scenes. But listen, Canelo was a great fighter. Can never take that away from him. I've always said that from day one. He's a great fighter. He's got skills. He has the it factor. He has the look. He's easy to promote. But who can beat him? You guys let me know in the comments. Hit the like button, comment below, share, do all of that. Who can beat Canelo Alvarez? Somebody tell me who has the skills to beat him. Who can knock him down? Who can walk him down? Who can outpoint him? Who can be slick and elusive to the point where the judges have no choice but to give them that round? That's another issue. You could be as a slick and elusive, make him miss. It's so crazy because he can hit you with 1 or 2 shots, and they're gonna be like, "Oh, they're clean and accurate shots. They meant something." And you sitting there hitting them with a jab, and they'll give the round to Canelo for whatever weird reason. But I remember when Danny Jacobs did that, throwing 1 or 2 punches at a time. Canelo was throwing 1 or 2 punches at a time. The commentators were literally saying, "Oh, you got to do more than just throw 1 or 2 punches." See how they like spin it to fit the narrative. See how they spin it for in any type of advantage for Canelo Alvarez. That's something I don't like. Everybody, I think Mike Tyson even said like Billy Joe Saunders. Well, no, it wasn't Mike Tyson. It was somebody saying, I don't know who it was, but somebody said Billy Joe Saunders was already down 4 rounds before the fight even starts. I don't like thinking like that. I think Billy Joe Saunders ain't no hoe. I got all respect for him. Even though he got his face broke, he was still fighting. He was tricky. He was mixing it up. He was doing something I haven't seen anybody really do to Canelo, and that's try to hold him. And that was smart. It was smart. He was tricky. He wasn't using the ring and moving around as much like I thought he was. He didn't do that till the middle parts of the rounds, but the beginning he was standing right in front of Canelo. Then he would mix it up. But it was a lot of time being wasted with Canelo, loading up on a lot of shots. So if Caleb Plant fights Canelo and he starts loading and Canelo's loading up on a lot of shots, can Caleb Plant counter him, get out of the way? But can he sit down on his shots long enough to throw a hard punch to get Canelo's respect? That's why when Canelo starts walking you down, that means I don't respect your power. You're not hitting me with nothing. You don't have nothing for me. Nothing you do can hurt me. I'm going to get to you and I'm going to hurt you. You can move around. You're going to get tired. When I get to you, I'm going straight to your body. You know what Canelo's going to do. So can he do that to Charlo? That's the question. And will Charlo lack of fighting top-notch opposition play a major factor? Because both of them Charlo boys is big, strong, smart, but you're not fighting guys that's going to give you a run for your money. You ain't been in no wars. You can't deny Canelo's been in some wars. Canelo's been in some pretty interesting fights. Him and Lara was a tricky chess match of a fight. Him and Mayweather beat him 12 rounds, but it wasn't. He learned a lot in that fight and took that, worked on a lot of things and got better from that. Canelo Triple G, both of those fights are classic fights. You can never deny that. But with that being said, let me know who can beat Canelo Alvarez. Whoever you want to pick. This is my list, but whoever you want to pick. Benavidez, Caleb Plant, Jamal Charlo, Triple G. Hell, throw Andrade in there. He was at the fight. Who can beat Canelo Alvarez? Will it have to be what? Somebody like Better Beef? Canelo go back up to 75 and get that belt too? Come on, man. Hit the like button, comment below, share. Let me know how you guys feel. Hit the subscribe button for all things sports entertainment, man. It was a great night of fights. I appreciate y'all. I love all my subscribers, man. I greatly appreciate y'all. It's your host, F. Merritt, Pound for Pound Sports Entertainment. I just wanted to talk to y'all real quick. Let me know who can beat Canelo Alvarez. I'm out.